Hi, welcome back to the channel. Well, this is my Hakuchou Drag. Now, this is my favourite motorcycle without a doubt. I use it every week for the time trials. I love the fact you don't have to wheelie, you just lean forward, that's the end of that. The speed, the handling, it's so easy, on-road, off-road, fantastic. But now we have a new contender, the Powersurge, which is based on the Harley-Davidson Livewire, a fully electric motorcycle. I've seen lots of reviews and everybody says it's very good. And so my question was, is it good for racing? And especially, is it good for the time trials? I started with a quick straight line speed test. I was fairly sure the drag would be a little bit slower, but I was very keen to see the difference between the wheelie on the Surge and simply leaning forward. I find wheelies fine on a runway, but almost impossible in racing situations or during time trials for more than a second. But the results are perhaps as we expected. The wheelie beats the lean, beats the drag. I used the same track that I use for the showcases to test the bike's handling, braking, etc. The difference was quite marked. The drag bike really brakes well, and in fact after driving the other one I kept braking too early because it brakes so well. It handles confidently, accelerates well. Overall, a very easy experience round the track. I had no problem setting a fast lap fairly quick before moving on to the other bike. But the Powersurge, I must have done about 20 something laps trying to beat the time from the Hakuchou Drag, and I couldn't get close. It doesn't brake as well, and in fact it doesn't corner quite as well, so despite the acceleration and speed advantage, it was a lot slower around the lap. And if you look at the closing numbers here as we finish the lap, you'll see 50.428 for the drag bike, 51.605, so over a second behind for the electric bike. So I'll never use it for races. But time trials, that was my main query, so I picked this week's time trial, which is typical of so many of them, weaving in and out of the traffic. High speed is of huge importance, and the handling, whilst important, is of secondary importance. I got one tiny wheelie in with the Powersurge, but really in this sort of driving or racing, I find wheelies basically impossible. As soon as the bike's up, it's got to go back down again to steer. And in fact, I did do another one after this, not shown, where I tried to wheelie the Powersurge at every opportunity, and I was in fact slower. So both bikes are basically leant forward for nearly the whole time. Both felt very fast, but I could tell when I was doing it that the Powersurge definitely had an edge on the times. The fact that it doesn't handle quite as well didn't really matter, and the fact it doesn't brake as well, of course, didn't really matter at all. So now we're running to the closing stages. I know I did about 1:16 yesterday when I did it for the $100,000. So let's see what we actually get. Well, that is staggering. That is a huge difference. 1:11.5 for the Powersurge, 1:15.8 for the drag bike. Roughly 4.3 seconds over a 1:19 maximum time trial. That is massive, and basically this is my new time trial machine without any shadow of a doubt. You'll see I'm running the big fairing on the Powersurge, and that's because it increases traction. However, it looks nothing like the actual Livewire. So you can see the difference here in the workshop, and when you next see this bike on the 2023 Garage Tour later this year, I guarantee you that fairing will not be there for display. Well, that's it. Please consider a like if you found this useful in any way, and as always, a few comments below would be much appreciated, and thank you so much for watching.